Hey, Joe, go ahead.
This about the shuffling of the offensive line and what problems that creates and how y'all kind of went about fall camp to get ahead of this maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been saying all year, it's all about continuity up front. And the more you can play with each other and play together, the more, you're on the same page. And obviously with defenses being the way they are this day and age, they're not just sitting still, they're moving. Whether it be pre-snap or post-snap, they're constantly moving. So, you have to be on the same page and you have to be able to know what the guy next to you is going to be doing, and so you don't have to think, you just react. So, we've been trying to build that for a while. Obviously, with Colton not being able to go last week at the last second, was really tough on us. But I thought our guys really handled some adversity, even before the game started, and did a really nice job. We tell Dalton all the time, if we don't notice that you're in there, that's a good thing. It's when we notice that you're the one giving up a sack or missing a block, that's a bad thing. So when we don't notice that you're in there, that's really good. And that's what Coach Fry's been telling them. And I thought he did a really nice job filling in for Colton. But obviously we want to continue to build on the continuity that we've had over the past couple games until last week.
What was your evaluation of Connor, how he played?
I thought he played well. Again, he, as a true freshman, got dealt a tough hand early on. I mean, he had to recover a fumble in the very first play. I thought he was very aware and had good awareness, and it was very headsy play of him to be able to recover the first play of the game, and then to overcome adversity himself and throwing the interception early on in the game. He could have very easily, lost a lot of confidence right there. But, the way he came back just shows the amount of mental toughness that he has.
Chad said Ty had been cleared, to be able to play. How good is that to get him back? I just think how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing good. He tried everything he could do last week to play. He prepared himself as if he was going to get the nod, and it's just one of those deals that, this day and age, you got to clear protocol before you can go, and he just couldn't clear the protocol, and just kind of, it was disappointing, I know, for him. I know he wanted to play, but he's doing well, and he passed his test yesterday, so he's cleared the protocol, and he'll be back ready to go this week.
Yeah, I had a question about Connor. How did he do at adjusting in game, getting you in good plays, and that kind of stuff, and at the line of scrimmage? Well,
I mean, we ask our quarterbacks to do a lot, and that's by design. And I thought that he did a really nice job of seeing. I told you guys last week their defense was a little bit different. It wasn't a traditional look, and he had to handle three safeties back there, and I thought he did a really nice job of understanding what they're trying to do. He did a nice job of studying those looks throughout the week, and a couple of our RPOs early in the game, we felt like he could have thrown it, but the look he saw, he didn't like it, and he didn't throw it, which is totally fine. And I thought, again, he gained some confidence as he went, as he saw that same RPO over and over. He hit CJ a couple times on it, and he hit Petway down the sideline on it, doing a good job of reading it inside out there. So I thought as the game went, he kind of started gaining some confidence in what he was doing, and gaining confidence in what the defense was trying to do to take away certain plays. And I thought he did a really nice job. He missed a couple things, but again, that's being a true freshman out there, and he's going to learn from that and be nothing but better after once he, figures out what he needs to do better.
What do you thought of the way Cole Kelly has handled it, getting passed by a true freshman, and how he's?
Well, he hadn't gotten passed by a true freshman. I just think that Cole has done a really nice job of being a team player. I've been really, really proud of him for that. He knows his role, the gravedigger package as he calls it. He knows that's his role, and he embraces that. He loves that. There's not one guy on the sideline more into the game and more wanting to play, to help the team win than Cole. But he does I heard from Coach Stepp the other day, he's every play, he's looking, hey, when it gets kind of a short yardage situation, he's looking for the signal guy to send him in there. So, I've been really, really, really proud of Cole and his leadership and the role that he's in, really having the back of Ty, like I said earlier, and also this past week with Connor. We brought him in and told him we were going to start Connor, and he said, Coach, whatever we got to do to win, I trust you guys, and that's what y'all feel we need to do to win. Let's do it, and I'll be in my package, and I'll be ready to go. Just let me know. So he's done a heck of a job with it, and I'm really, really proud of him for it.
I have a question about tailbacks. I think 22 carries for Boyd might be among the most you've had this year. What do you think of him and progressing, and the mix that you used the other night? Is that kind of the way you like to do it?
The mix in terms of –
yeah.
I would have liked to have seen Rakeem get a few more. He was dealing with some cramps and those kind of things, and he's again still a little banged up from going out at Ole Miss game too. So we kind of had him a pitch count, a snap count that we knew that we were trying to keep him under, and especially a carries count. We were very in tune with that. Coach Traylor was keeping me in the loop on how many times he had touched it and all that stuff. So we were really trying to take care of him a little bit more. But I was pleased with the other guys when they came in. Obviously Malik had the touchdown there, and Chase did some really nice things, had some nice runs as well. So was very pleased with that group, and obviously having two guys out, they've had to carry a lot of the load, and so they've done a really nice job with it.
Where he finished in the spring to what he's doing now, has Deion Stewart been kind of a surprise as a receiver and special teams?
Yeah, he's not really a surprise. I think when we first got here, we didn't know exactly what he could do, but I hear from Coach Stepp every Sunday when we go through the game, how much he just plays at a really high level, at a very fast pace. And definitely is able to stretch the defense a little bit. Wish we could have found him a little bit more, but he's doing a heck of a job being only 165 pounds, 170 pounds, soaking wet, of blocking on the perimeter and doing the things that it takes to keep us in the win column. So he's getting a lot better, and he'll continue to get better as well.
Vanderbilt linebacker number 40, Jordan Griffin. He's got 86 tackles, leads the league. What do you see from him on film?
Well, I think a lot of it is him as a player. I think a lot of it too is their scheme. They're very multiple up front and do a lot of things that can create some havoc. And he seems to find the football a lot. Obviously, he's a redshirt senior. He's an older guy, and so. He's doing a really nice job for him. Obviously, leading the league in tackles, so he's doing a really good job, and he's going to be a guy that we're going to have to account for at all times.
This is a Tom stat. He came up with 15 shutouts for Chief through the years. Could you sense his reaction in the closing minutes when it's going to be a 0, and how hard it is to get a 0 these days?
Yeah, it's very tough, especially with the offenses that doing what they're doing these days. And obviously Tulsa's offense has been one of the best past couple of years. But, definitely sitting next to Chief, there wasn't anybody cheering for the shutout more than I was. I was cheering hard for it, and I know Chief was wanting it. We gave up the play there towards the end that I know he wasn't pleased about, but you could definitely sense that he really wanted that thing, and me and Fry were sitting there in the front row with him, and we were cheering hard for that shutout. So that was big time.
Overall, Vandy's defense, the challenges they pose for you guys this week.
Well, they're long at corner. Number 8 does a really nice job on their back end, and again, like I said, they're multiple defense. They do a lot of different things. They get into a lot of different fronts and some different kind of techniques. So they're going to do a really nice job. They fly to the football, obviously, with Coach. You know, their head coach being a defensive guy. I think they're a little bit like us offensively. They do a whole lot. They do a whole lot on defense to try to help themselves out. So I'm sure there'll be a couple things that's new that we haven't seen before that we'll have to be ready for. And it's going to be a challenging. It's going to be a good test for us, good challenge. And we look forward to getting them back at home and getting in front of our home crowd.
Major advancements in the last few games. Did he even advance in the Ole Miss game? Where do you feel like he is right now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you play quarterback and your team doesn't punt when you're in there, I think that's a good thing. You know, we didn't punt until Ty got hurt, and so I think that he's obviously gotten a lot better through the games that he's played. I've been saying it. He's gained a lot of confidence in himself and in his offensive line and our whole offense. You could definitely sense that he wasn't out there last week because he's kind of been that leader for us, the guy that kind of keeps everybody calm or get everybody going, whatever we need to have happen. So you could definitely sense that he was not in there last week, and he's been, like I said, he's been doing a really nice job, and I expect him to pick right back off where he left off and do a really good job for us this week.
After the game, you guys were hoping Jackson would be able to go, but didn't really know until a bus ride over he was having back issues, and then so Dalton, you know, kind of gets thrown into the starting lineup and on the other side that he's been working at most of the time. What'd you think of how he handled that whole deal?
He handled it great. I mean, like I said, when you don't notice that he's out there, it's a good thing. You know, he's a guy that you can tell football means a whole lot to him. Every time you kind of talk to Dalton, he's a guy that is, yes, sir, coach, let me know what I can do better. I want to help. You know, and he didn't flinch. He didn't bat an eye when we told him, hey, you got to start at left tackle. You've been working at right tackle all week. And he was ready to go. He had himself prepared. And, again, he did a really nice job. You know, he obviously had a couple mistakes just like everybody. Nobody's perfect. But, I mean, he really did do a really nice job and is getting a lot better. Obviously, playing in the game, you obviously get more reps and you play and you get more experience and you learn a lot more. And so he did a really nice job and was very proud of how he came in and handled that adversity.
More questions for Coach Craddock?
All right, thanks, guys.